Hi, kindergartners. This is Miss Harwood again, here for math. All right, we're going to keep talking about our 3D shapes. We're actually going to end up finishing talking about our last two 3D shapes today, okay? So before we get started, got to go over the materials we need. So we need our listening ears. So turn them on right now. Get ready to follow those directions and be an active participant, showing those critical thinking skills, all right? Number two, we're going to need 3D shapes from our home. So not right now, we don't need to find any 3D shapes yet, but at the end of the lesson for our treasure hunt, you guys are going to need to use your minds and use those eagle eyes to look for different 3D shapes around our house, okay? Number three, you're going to need paper. And number four, you're going to need pencil or crayons. All right, so if you don't have paper or pencils or crayons, go ahead and pause this video, grab your stuff, bring it back, and then start the video back. All right? So before we get started on our lesson, let's go to our learning target. Our learning target today. All right? I can identify and recreate the 3D shapes, sphere, and rectangular prism. That's a long one today. I'm gonna fix my G. So the word identify means to name, right? So we're gonna name different 3D shapes, and recreate, which means to make again, So not only are you gonna name, you're gonna make again those 3D or three-dimensional shapes, a sphere and rectangular prism. So we're only going to talk about two 3D shapes today, okay? The sphere and the rectangular prism. Say those with me. Sphere and rectangular prism. Very nice. So we're going to read our target now, okay? Ready? I can identify and recreate the 3D shapes, sphere and rectangular prism. All right, so we're gonna finish off talking about 3D shapes today. Now we know 2D shapes are different than 3D shapes, right? 2D shapes, think about it. Why are they different? What are 2D shapes? What are so special about 2D shapes? They are flat. They're flat, right? They lay down. They're flat. 3D shapes, though, they don't lay down. They're not flat, right? They are what? They're solid. They're solid, right? And they kind of pop. They're solid. We can hold them in our hands just like that. So, actually, the shape that I just held up for you, our first 3D shape we're going to talk about is the rectangular prism. Can you guys all say that with me? Rectangular prism. If we look at the rectangular prism, we'll notice that on it are different 2D shapes, right? This shape right here is a rectangle. It's a rectangle. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangular faces, okay? If we look at the other side though, we look at it like the top and the bottom. It's what shape? A square. It's a square. So it has 1, 2 square faces. So a rectangular prism has 2 square faces and 4 rectangular faces, okay? So I already went on a treasure hunt in my house for different rectangular prisms, right? Because this is a rectangular prism. I went and I found different 3D rectangular prisms, right? My first one was a block. You guys see that? It's a little long. It's either long, too long for the computer. So here's one rectangular prism. So maybe you guys have some different blocks that you can build with in your house. I also found a deck of cards. This is a rectangular prism. Now, if we look at this rectangle side or face, and then this rectangle face, are those rectangles the same size? No. Unlike this rectangular prism, which has all the same size faces for its rectangle, these rectangles are different sizes. But that's okay. It's still a rectangular prism, even if the rectangles are different sizes, okay? My last rectangular prism, you ready? Mac and cheese. I went into my kitchen and I found a box of mac and cheese. So here's my last rectangular prism. All right, I was very excited, get very hungry. So I also wanted to show you different, even more real world shapes that are rectangular prisms. So some of you might have Legos at home that are rectangular prism. They're books. We all have books, right? I know you guys all have gotten books. Ice cream bars. So we have sandwich ice cream bars that are rectangular prisms. These are dominoes. Maybe you guys have seen dominoes. Dominoes are a rectangular prism. This is a medical bag that different nurses and doctors might use. Here's a present. We all love getting presents. This is a rectangular prism present. A juice box is a rectangular prism. This is an old radio from like way back in the olden days. So this is what radios used to look like. And then we have a tissue box. You guys have definitely seen those in the last few days a lot. So these are all sorts of different rectangular prisms that we see throughout, maybe in school, maybe at home. You just see them throughout life, right? All right, our last 3D shape, which is solid, right, is a sphere. And this sphere looks a lot like a ball, doesn't it? So with a sphere, it doesn't have any faces like a rectangular prism does. It just has a curved face. So a curved face. It has a curved face. All right, and that's it. It's just curved. That's all. So this is a sphere. Can you guys say that with me? Sphere. So I was able to find a few different spheres in my house. Ready? So I found this, which is my little smiley face ball that I can squeeze. That's in the shape of a sphere. It's round and it rolls. It's solid. I can hold it. I also found a little bead that I had in my arts and crafts bin. A little bead. And I also found a pom-pom. I thought that the pom-pom was a sphere shape because it's curved. It has a curved surface, and it's round, and it's solid. I can hold it in my hands. So going back, I'm going to share my screen with you. Going back again to those different pictures. Here's some more real-world 3D shapes that are spheres. We've got a basketball, soccer ball. Here's a beach ball. This is a this ball is used when playing pool, a game called pool. This is a balloon. This looks like a tennis ball to me. It might look like something else to you guys. This is a globe. So you guys all were able to look at a globe when we were talking about weather around the world. Here's a moon. And did you know that the Earth is also round? Yeah, so a moon and the Earth are both sphere shapes. This is a Christmas ornament and then an orange. So those are all spheres. They're all 3D shapes. So now you guys are going to get to go on your own treasure hunt, just like how I did. You guys are going to get to look for a sphere. So what are you going to look for? A sphere and a rectangular prism, okay? So these are the 2 shapes that you're going to look for in your house. All right, you're going to find 2 spheres and you're going to find 2 rectangular prisms. So everyone hold your hands up, show me 2. All right, and you're going to find 2 spheres and 2 rectangular prisms, all right? Once you've found your shapes, you're going to draw a picture on the back of your, on your paper. Maybe you, so I found let's see, I'm gonna draw my mac and cheese. So I found mac and cheese. So I'm gonna draw a picture of my mac and cheese. Maybe I wanna draw my mac and cheese with me in it. So remember, our rectangular prism has rectangles, and then it has, so maybe you want to draw it like this. I think you guys should try to draw it like this so we can see that it has two different rectangles. So maybe you want to draw another rectangle next to it. Maybe you want to draw the mac and cheese. I'm going to draw the mac and cheese on the front. Maybe a bowl. The mac and cheese is in. Maybe I want to draw, let's see what else. Ooh, there's a spoon on it. So mac and cheese. There's my mac and cheese box. And you guys can also try to draw your own picture of your shapes that you find. Once you've drawn your pictures, once you've drawn your shapes, you guys are going to take a picture and you're going to send those pictures to your teachers to show them that you have learned all about 3D shapes. Okay, so go ahead, look in Treasure Hunters, make sure you're finding those spheres and rectangular prisms, and I can't wait to see what you guys draw. Bye.